To 28. Alice claps excitedly as we climb the metal ladder on the side of the school. She's standing on the edge of the flat roof, holding open a huge service hatch. And you knew about this how? I say as we scale down the rabbit hole on an even tinier ladder. It's how all the seniors get in for their pranks, Alice says. The janitor leaves it unlocked for his secret smoke breaks. We come out in the boiler room. The massive equipment heaves and belches and hisses. The underbelly a ridgeline high, Micah says, like we're on a horror show. What torrid tales his room could tell, naughty children being tortured, librarians making out with janitors, terrified freshmen hiding from wedgies. Alice laughs. The sound of it calms me, stops me from turning around, from slipping out of my body. We exit into a dark and deserted senior hallway. Our footsteps echo against the walls. Creepy, I whisper. It doesn't even feel like the same place, Micah says. Without all the people, it seems less, somehow. Less daunting, less chaotic, less final without the teachers and the tests and the shoulds and the should-bes taking up all the oxygen. Alice's fingers beat out a dum-dum-dum rhythm as she drags them against the lockers, rattling the locks. Everything seems so small, she says. You've only been gone a year, I say. It's a little soon for a nostalgic montage of your youth. A year in a lifetime, she says, and it's definitely not nostalgia. I hated this place. I think you're supposed to hate high school. It's like a rule, Micah chimes in. The only ones who like it are the kids who are pinking at 17, and that's just interminably sad. Besides, I add, turning to Alice, in case you forgot, everybody loved you in high school. Girls, guys, especially the guys, as I recall. Trust me, I know. I was a little sister to wild, popular, funny Alice Larkin with the best smile in the senior class. She's a hard act to follow. She stopped for a second, looking back at the empty hallway. Smiles can hide a lot. Micah finds a switch and light floods the hallway, filling all the dark spaces. My stomach tightens when I notice the security camera in the corner. Micah follows my eyes. You want to turn back? I shake my head. We're already in. Might as well do that. Do what we came to do. Who are you tonight? Micah says. I shrug, trying not to smile. We get to work covering the school with words. On each classroom window, I write a poem in dry erase marker. Alice writes prompts on bathroom mirrors. I wish, I won't, I want. Micah draws sketches on whiteboards. We make our way around the building, leaving a stream of words and art in our wake. When we get to the main lobby, I pause. The muse whispering in my ear. Every student passes through this lobby at least once a day. Walks past the enormous eagle mascot painting on the wall and the oversized posters spelling out of the school rules with a cheesy acronym SOAR. Safety, optimism, accountability, respect. Keep your hands to yourself. Use your words. Speak in your inside voice. Mike, I say, you don't happen to have access to some black paint, do you? He looks at the poster, and without a word, he takes off down the hallway towards the art room. He comes back with his brushes, jars of paint, and a huge roll of paper and tape. Alice, help me. I toss her a paintbrush and show her which words on the poster I want to keep. Then we black out everything else. Micah tapes up the paper next to us on the wall and gets to work on his own idea, which turns out to be two massive eagle wings rising out to the left and right, with just enough space between them for a person. When I'm done blacking out the words, Micah reads what's left. Micah adds one more touch to his painting, writing, say something, between the wings, and hashtag my words, hashtag my story below them. What? He says with a Valley Girl accent and a flip of his hair. You have to have a tagline. Anyone on the interview has one. But we are not on the interweebs, I remind him. Not yet. He tapes more paper all around the lobby, plenty of space for everyone in the school to say something. When he goes to return the supplies, Alice flips through my notebook. You really wrote these? Yep. I had no idea. Yeah, well, that's kind of the Larkin family way. Well, she pauses. Ridiculous? Frightening? Insane? Brave, I exhale. Don't get me wrong, she says. They're also super dark and twisty. But I wish I could put myself out there like that. The far-off hallway light hollows her hair, which has grown out a little since she first came home. It's not traditional Alice Wall yet, but it's getting there. Hello, you've always been on the brave one, she scoffs. Right. What is it I supposedly doing right now? A work-study project? I'm hiding in my own life. She shakes her head like she's shaking off the thought and holds up my notebook. So, these monsters. She points to the poem I wrote about the voices in my head. Did they get worse when you, she pauses and swallowing hard, found me that night? Yes. My voice is small, the image is leaping to my mind, fresh and raw, Alice's blood. Help me. I don't know how. She starts to say something but stops, tugging the sleeves of her shirt down further over her wrists. She picks up a pen and writes on the paper next to the eagle. I'm sorry. Then she whispers, I wasn't trying to kill myself, you know. Her voice falters a little, but then her words come out in a rush, like they're breaking a barrier. I just wanted to feel something real. I saw the razor and I was just so numb. And when I cut it into myself, it felt better. She laughs, but it sounds forced, fake, as if it echoes in the empty hall. That probably sounds crazy, huh? I touch my scarred stomach. All the times I dug into my body, made myself bleed. For what? A distraction? A release? A monetary fix? Anything to quiet the voices in my head? Not crazy at all. She sighs heavily. It's just sometimes I feel so big, like my body can't contain me. At a time so small, I could just disappear. Too big, too small, and sometimes too nothing at all. It's exhausting, you know, never fitting into your own skin. She groans. There I go again, making it all about me. What I really love is to not have it be about me for one freaking second. And I know I haven't been much of a big sister lately, but I'm feeling more like my own self every day. Just like that, I ask? Not exactly. We start walking down the dark hallway to meet Micah. Can you keep a secret? I nod. I stop taking my medicine. I pause mid-step. Alice, don't do that. Don't do the voice. What voice? The Alice, you're being an idiot voice. She turns to me, her eyes boring into mine. The meds were killing me, Lily. Maybe not all at once, but pill by pill. I was disappearing. What do your doctors say? Those doctors don't know what I need. I know what I need. I know my own body, and it wasn't working. I have to admit, you do seem more you lately. I am. I really am. I'm getting better. Well, that makes two of us, I say. It sounds exactly like the truth. No recent panic attacks. I haven't woken up with blood on my fingers since our first night of guerrilla poetry. Promise me you won't tell Dad about the meds. Alice, promise me, she says sternly. He just wants me to be better, and this is better for me. I know it, so promise me. She looks at me like she did when we were young, swapping secrets beneath the covers. Fine, I say, even though in my gut, I know I'm being stupid. But same with my poems. Alice crosses her heart, buttons up her lips, and kisses her fingers like when we were little. She loops her arm through mine, and we walk down the dark hallway together. For an instant, we're two fearless explorers, again making our way into the world with nothing but each other. And we are bloodstained floors, and we are not bloodstained floors, and scars peppering my stomach. We are matching Hello Kitty lunchboxes and snuggles before bed and frolicking in frothy waves. We are limitless possibilities in invisible worlds unfolding before us. We are whole. When we sufficiently guerrilla poetry the crap out of Ridgeline High, we head back to the boiler room. We crawl up the small ladder and barely make it out onto the roof before a loud male voice barks at us from the sidewalk below. Hey, you! You can't be up there! Micah mutters obscenities as he ushers us to the ladder on the side of the building. We fly down, stepping on each other's fingers as we go, and hit the ground as the security guard turns the corner of the building. We merely make it to Micah's bike, but with the guard yelling at us to stop. But Micah hops on and Alice sits on the handle while I ride alongside, and we zoom out of the parking lot, leaving the poor guy doubled over in the dark. Alice laughs, and I'm laughing too. And Micah is whooping into the night. And my brain is firing a million little zaps through my body. Aren't we happy? Aren't we normal? Micah winks at me as I run, and even though my heart is in my throat, my lungs are gasping for air. I'm here, and Alice is here, and our laughter fills the dark spaces. Chapter 29. I wake to Alice's phone in my face. Say, good morning, Lily. Too early, I say, rolling over and covering my face with a comforter. I don't know how Alice is this bright-eyed at 7 a.m. after last night talking about a new idea that's apparently going to change everything. It's because of you, Lil. I force my body out of bed and head to the bathroom. Alice follows me, still talking while I brush my teeth. I just keep thinking about the guerrilla poetry, how you put it all out there, and how that's so brave. And I have all these thoughts and feelings that I never share. And like, how sad is that? And so I was thinking about your poems and what's going on in your brain and how I never talk about what happened to me. And the point is, she takes a big breath. I don't want to hide anymore. I spit into the sink. And the video comes in where? I'm starting a YouTube channel. Going to talk about Fairview, about being bipolar, all of it. You know, people watch YouTube, right? Like real live people. Yeah, that part is slightly all-consumingly terrifying. But like Micah says, it's not brave if you're not scared. I point out the paint samples scattered across her desk. Maybe you should finish the redecorating before your YouTube career. Alice laughs like I'm hilarious. I can do both. I'm an excellent multitasker. She's gone back into the room now, and I can hear her plucking posters and decor from the walls. Maybe the redecoration will be my first video. I mean, home decor isn't really about mental health, but people always love a good before and after montage, right? Alice pops her head into the bathroom, scaring the snot out of me. Oh, she half shouts. And texts me. I want to know how everyone responds to the guerrilla takeover. Man, what a rush. Are we going again tonight? I can bring my video camera. No cameras, I say. Anonymous, remember? Right. You're the boss, but I want in. She's off again, humming from the bathroom as she continues prepping the walls for the seafoam green. In the medicine cabinet, her nearly full bottle of pills stares back at me. Maybe she's right. She's better off without them. And I'm better too. Aren't I? My skin is starting to heal. And I'm not up Googling all night. And I haven't even posted my word of the day in forever because I'm writing poetry instead. At night, when the thoughts are circling, I pull out my pen. I get the words out. And the monsters get a little quieter. And the random acts of poetry are a hit, which means I'm that much closer to UC Berkeley and the win my family needs. And Alice is becoming more Alice every day. We're almost normal again. Things are definitely getting better. Ridgeline High is awash in words. Ours plus more, so many more. The white paper in the lobby slowly fills throughout the day. I wish my parents were still together. I'm in therapy. Nobody sits with me at lunch. I love Meredith Iog. I hate the way I look. Someday I'll travel the world. John Doherty is a man whore. I cry at chick flicks. Does God even exist? Gifford is besides herself. It's wonderful, she says. And I swear she gets a little misty eye to be surrounded by words, just wonderful. But guerrilla poets, whoever you are, one word of warning. Principal Porter is concerned that the random acts of poetry are bordering close to vandalism. I pointed out that no actual school property was harmed besides a poster, and I offered to buy a new one. Push the boundaries, my dear poets, but don't overstep. She looks in my direction so briefly that I'm sure no one else catches it, but I do. She knows. I wonder if Principal Potter personally reviewed the security footage tape with her. Did she convince him to look the other way in the name of art? I'll make sure to give her an extra big smile on my way out of class. Just wonderful, she whispers, so that I can hear. Even Sam is caught up in it. Let's go add something, she says, pulling me by my sleeve toward the lobby before track practice. She plucks 2 pens from her backpack and hands me one, then starts writing in an open space on the mica, say something. Such a cool idea, she says as she draws a small violin. Next to it, she writes, sometimes I want to smash my violin to pieces. You do not, I say, not sure if I should laugh or take her to the counselor's office. Sam has played violin since we were in elementary school. I can't even picture without the big black case in town. She shrugs. It's a love-hate relationship. I love playing it, or at least I used to, but I hate that it's taken over my life. Between practicing for my solo and track and homework, I have zero social life. Not like you're ever free lately anyway. She nods towards her violin case. For years, sometimes I fantasize about just going all rock star and smashing this puppy into a million little pieces. Except my parents would just buy me a new one and ground me for life, so it's not a totally solid plan. She nods to the blank spaces in front of me. You didn't write anything. She lifts up my hand with the pen and laughs. You can do it, anxiety girl. It's not actual graffiti. You won't get in trouble. Michael walked past just then, giving me his signature, we got a secret, Ren. And I guess we do. I know some of his, he knows some of mine, and we share the guerrilla poets. Sam elbows me, bring me back to the crowded hallway. People are talking about you two, you know. About who two? You and Micah. She clicks her pen and sticks it behind her ear. I tell people there's nothing going on because if there were, I'd definitely know about it. Who are these people? Probably Damon. Probably started spreading rumors the second he saw me jump away from Micah in the hallway weeks ago. Just people, dumb gossip. She picks up her violin case and we walk to practice. You know, if there was something between you two, you could tell me, right? I'm Sam, best friend extraordinaire, remember? But if you do have some secret love affair and don't let me live vicariously by sharing every juicy detail, then I will be pissed. Because if my parents have their way, the only relationship I'll ever have is with Tchaikovsky. I hear those Russians can be wild and bad, I say, because I'm nothing if not a master of deflection. And what I really love right now is to take all the attention off of me, especially when I'm standing in a hallway, surrounded by my words while simultaneously being totally unable to tell my best friend that they're mine. Or even something as simple as how I feel about Micah, how I feel when I'm with him. When I look back at Micah as it's standing with his art posse across the lobby, writing on the paper like he wasn't the one who hung in there. It's better this way. Him in his world, me and mine, and us. We're a good place. We're over the awkwardness of the hallway jump away. We're killing this project. Why mess with it? Mike and I add more words and art all week. We do it in broad daylight this time, leaving small random acts of poetry throughout the school when no one is looking. Post-it notes with small sketches surreptitiously stuck around the school, index cards with poems slipped into locker slots. I even penned a short, admittedly terrible haiku in Spanish and tack it to the noticio's bulletin board. Micah brings me magnetic poetry and slaps it onto the lockers casually as he walks down the hallway. We do it quietly, slowly, so no one knows it's us. But over 1 week, we scattered random acts of art and poetry through the school. And we're not the only ones. People write words and poetry on the windows, leave small sketches on the whiteboards. In the halls, rhyming couplets and long strands of magnetic poetry materialize, along with occasional blow-me imbecility that letters constantly rearranging into something new. In the girls' bathroom, someone has written messages on the mirror. You are beautiful. You are unique. You are loved. During one of our last in-class artist-poet collaborations, the other partnership are buzzing with rumors of the identity of the guerrilla poets. Mike and I are sitting on the floor of the art room because Freeman has decided we all need to give his junk to masterpiece theory a whirl. Just thrown out. Can you believe it? Freeman says after showing us Frankenstein-level atrocity he's made out of a broken guitar and a busted lamp. I'm creating some sort of microwave utensil mashup while Mike is scrolling something on his phone. He turns his screen so I can see a little digital square, pictures of all the poetry people are making or finding, snippets of random acts written under a desk, sidewalk chalk drawing, a row of books in the library, their spines lined up to create a short and sweet poem. The hate you give, every last word, I'll give you the sun, all the bright places, everything, everything. Each picture is tagged with hashtag my words, hashtag my story. You're a hit, Micah whispers. We're a hit, I correct him, and we're hardly viral. Maybe not, but look at these comments. He's holds up the latest Ridgeline Underground when someone has posted a picture of my blackout poem in the library. 13 comments. This. So much this. Wow. Get out of my head, guerrilla poet. Love this. Give me more. Are those all from secret accounts you have or something? I ask. Nope. They're bona fide people reading your words. He puts down his phone and picks up a couple of cheap forks from the pile of junk. So, will you say the method was a success? Definitely. I'll be posting my Yelp review tonight. Excellent. So then this is the part where I get to say, I told you so, right? Only if you're sure you want to play the jackass card this early. Micah taps a fork to his chin. Nah, I'll save it. For what? For when we win. We, I say. I thought you weren't making too many plans for the future. And that is still my official party line, he says. But I may or may not have looked into some art programs. And what, may I ask, caused his change of heart? He leans in close, pretending to reach for something in the junk pile, his breath tickling my skin, just like it did in the motion sensor room in the art exhibit. And just like then, all my own plans become a blur because all I can see are his lips. Words on the street is that Lily Larkin, perfect student extraordinaire, broke into school, plastered her deepest fears on the walls. I can't just let her be the only brave one now, can I? No, you definitely cannot. The same electric energy pulses between us on the beach, drawing in chalk at night, standing on the cliff. Am I interrupting something? Hallie's voice drives us apart. Just some project planning, Micah says, bending over one of his books against the edge of a desk. Callie looks from him to me and back again, trying to figure us out. She's probably heard the same rumors Sam has. Well, we're all just going for second place at this point anyway, right? Like anyone could beat these freaking guerrilla poets. Ooh, look at me. I wrote on all the walls. It's so juvenile. And honestly, I'll tell them right to their faces when they turn in their project. Micah scoffs. I'm sure your disapproval will break their hearts. Callie huffs as she walks away, and Micah chuckles again to himself, but stops mid-laugh when he sees my face. Whoa, what's up? You look like you're about to have one of those panic attacks you don't have. I guess I never really thought about what happens when we have to turn the project in. I lean in close to Micah to whisper, everyone will know it's us. They'll know the poetry is mine. They'll know. And this is just occurring to you now? In the back of my head, I knew there was a deadline, a moment when all this anonymity would end. But I was so eager to get my muse back to win that I didn't think it through. Maybe Gifford will let us turn it in, but not share it. We could convince her that anonymity is part of the whole idea. Micah raises his hand, and I tug at his sleeve, whispering for him to stop. Never mind, it's a bad idea. But Freeman nods at him, and Micah asks in front of everybody, is anonymous submission allowed? Freeman and Gifford exchange a glance across the classroom and then shake their heads. As Marti says, creativity takes courage, Freeman says. So I'm afraid not, Mr. Mendez. Once created, art belongs to no one and everyone. Micah shrugs at me. Well, there you go. What the hell was that? I whisper to him, scanning the room to see if anyone is looking. Are you trying to out us? Before Micah can answer, Damon walks behind him, discreetly dropping a putty knife from the supply closet into Micah's lap. As he walks back to his seat, Damon makes wrist-slashing motions to Micah. I fight the urge to hug my microwave at Damon's head. When did he start pulling this crap again? I ask. Never stopped, Micah tosses the putty knife into the junk pile. In fact, that's been an uptick in his efforts ever since he saw you and me in the hallway that day. Micah, it's fine, he says, waving off my concern. It's not fine, Micah. You need to tell someone. He ignores me, focusing extra hard on whatever he's doing with the tines of his bent fork. Trust me, better to lay low. He holds up his creation. The forks wrap around each other, tines overlapped so they look like two hands clasped together, the handles curving into their heart above them. How do you do that? I ask. What? See things like that? He shrugs. I don't know. I just see what something could be instead of what it's been. He puts his pointer finger into his temple and closes his eye. Like right now, I'm seeing you and me standing in front of everyone telling them we are the guerrilla poets. They applaud. They carry you out on their shoulder. They worship you as the poet queen. Micah, I almost yell, you seriously want me to spew my most personal secrets to strangers? And you won't even tell anyone that Damon is straight up harassing you? Touché. He hands me the forecark. But where's all your bravery from the night we broke in? I toss the microwave back into the pile of junk. I can't see the potential in use up appliances like Micah can. Across the room, Damon's banging together two pieces of junk from the pile, looking particularly ape-like. Part of me wants to strangle him from tormenting Micah. The other part wants to make sure he never knows that I'm the girl with the monsters in her head. The thought of everyone knowing makes me want to rip into the still healing scabs on my stomach. But that was at night when no one was around. I'm a different Lily there. I'm guerrilla poet Lily. And in the daytime, in front of everyone, I lose her. Micah grabs my phone from next to me, flips open the calendar, and taps a few times. He turns the screen to me, poetry project due, in big, bold letters. Well then, according to the almighty planner here, you've got about 2.5 weeks left to find her. Unspoken haiku. Just behind my ribs, deep by my heart lies a trove of words unspoken. I'll hide my scars too, because no one wants to see the truth that is me. Will they want to stay if they see the wounds and hear all the words I keep? Ridgeline Underground, 220 likes. These random acts of poetry are amazing. It's about time we had some positive message in this school and on this hell site. 85 comments. I wrote like 4 magnets 4 magnum poems today. Seriously, so awesome. Yeah, but also kind of sad that everyone has all these secrets, right? Someone wrote in the lobby that they have an eating disorder no one knows about. So sad. I wish people felt safe sharing the kind of stuff I know. And also, has anyone thought about how whoever is writing the poem is kind of messed up? That shit is dark. I just want to hug them. When they turn in their project, I will hug them. I want to get them some help, definitely mental. And you wonder why no one shares, assholes. 1:30 a.m. Logo Lily. Have you seen the underground? 100-acre word. Imbeciles. Logo Lily. This is why no one can know. 100-acre wood. As someone who is no stranger to the public lashing of the underground, I assure you, it's not so bad. Logo Lily. They'll crucify me. 100-acre wood. Lily, those words are yours. Be proud of them. Be proud of what we've done. Logo Lily. I am. 100-acre wood. Then stop hiding. Chapter 30. The rumors roll on. The Ridgeline Underground is full of speculation about the true identity of the guerrilla poets, and it's not pretty. Some post a list of top 5 students most likely to commit suicide. Micah makes the cut. Someone else makes a mock GoFundMe to collect donations for therapy for the poets once they've revealed. It's a mental health witch hunt. On my bed, I scroll through the accusations while Margot recites multiplication facts from the math flashcards she spread on the floor, and Alice plays YouTube videos as research for her new channel. I'm glad she's returning to the land of the living and all, but with her videos and shuffling the furniture around for her redecoration extravaganza, she's been nonstop since we joined us at the honorary guerrilla poet. I end up on the UC Berkeley Summer English Program site. Maybe I don't even need this sponsorship. I could just not turn anything in and no one would know I'm one of half of the infamous guerrilla poets. I'll apply on my own, and I'm sure Dad would pay for it if it means I could be the golden beer. And I'll still make the connections and get the leg up on a mission. But you'll fail the project, and so would Micah. I slam my computer shut. Between the noise of Alice and the noise in my head, I need to get out. I need to run. But that's a big fat no. I'm trying to calm my body, not induce a panic attack. I'm turned to the almighty Google yet again, hoping to find something that can actually stop the chaos in my brain. What I find is, drumroll please, yoga. Depression, try yoga. Panic attacks, yoga, baby. Hangnail, yoga with a goat. So instead of running, I find myself standing outside Stacy's bedroom door in hot pursuit of peace. When I walk in, she's lunging in a particularly commanding position, one hand pointing toward the back wall, the other pointing at me, her eyes focusing down the length of her arm. Warrior pose, she answers without me asking. The ancient warrior Varadahadra stood like this as he drew his sword to cut off his enemy's head. I thought yoga was about inner peace, I say, inching into the room. I haven't spent much time in here since Dad and Stacy became newlyweds last year, which means sex, and lots of it. So I've avoided the place where all the magic happens because, well, ooh. Bachelor Dad's only decor was books, dog-eared, and coffee ring-stained. Now there's fresh flowers in a tall vase on the nightstand. The room smells of orange blossoms, and the bed is not only made, but has 6 bedazzled throw pillows on it. Stacy has turned the corner of the room into her own mini yoga studio, with an essential oil diffuser on the dresser and a mat in front of a mirror. She shifts her arms, stretching them towards the ceiling. Sometimes, she says, between long, loud breaths, you have to fight for peace. Her steady in and out breathing fills the room as she stands up straight, brings her hands together in front of her chest, like she's praying, and does a small bow into the mirror before turning to me. What's up? Oh, well, I stumble over my words because I never actually asked Stacy for anything before. A fact I prided myself on since she moved in and took over the nightstand and the pantry and Dad. Could you maybe teach me? What, yoga? She takes double take? Yeah. She wastes no time getting me onto the mat, showing me how to dip my head down and butt up in something called a downward dog, like plinky plunky rain sounds playing on her phone. Now breathe through your nose, pulling in the air deep into your lungs, she says. My chest cracks open when the air fills it. Let go of all the bad, inhale only good. Clear your mind. Focus on your breath, your body. Listen to what the silence is telling you. But the silence only leaves gaps for my brain to go wild, like full-on parents out-of-town kegger. It replaced all the underground rumors about the guerrilla poets, dark, messed up, mental. Thankfully, my hands are holding me up so I can't claw at my side, even though all I want to do is rip into myself, quiet the monsters by picking myself clean. After a 30-minute session where I fall over at least 5 times, we namaste and bow, and she crouches down to roll up her mat. You okay? You seemed a little, I don't know, in your head lately. Got a lot going on at school. I'm here, you know. She turns off the diffuser and the rain sounds. If you ever need to talk, wherever you're going through, you don't have to go through it alone. Then she hugs me, which is kind of gross because she's in a tank top and sweaty, but I let her, and I nod like I understand. But here's the thing, I am alone. I'm the only one who can hear the monsters feel the panic. I'm the only one who could feel the urge to pick at myself drumming through me like an unstoppable rhythm. When the problem's in your head, no one can carry it but you. Around midnight, Dad noticed me pacing around the house. What's up, lily pad? He says from his office. Can't sleep. Must be something in the water. I can't seem to turn off the old noggin either. He opens his drawer and holds up a small white medicine bottle. Don't know how I function without these babies. He pours a blue pill into his hand, pops it into his mouth, and chases with water. Now, this Berkeley summer program, do you say it was paid for? Yeah, why? He thumps his pen on the lip of his desk, looking at his computer screen. Just doing some budgeting, he says with a smile, the kind meant for my benefit, but Dad's not the good actor. His pen taps the desk and his leg vibrates the floor. Whop, whop, whop. Dad pinches the top of his nose. Right between his eyes is a gesture he's done 1,000 times. When he's grading a particularly terrible paper or worrying about Alice. Is something wrong? Nothing your old man can't handle. He plops a stack of papers into his top drawers, closes it, and then adds, smiling, but I won't say no to a scholarship. He turns off the computer, stretches out his arms wide with a yawn, tilting back on his office chair. And luckily, I happen to be the proud dad of the most talented kid at this school. His voice is back to its normal, steady assurance as he stands up and puts his arm across my shoulders, pulling me into my spot. He flicks off the office light as we walk out. Alice seems better, doesn't she? Much. And you? Good as ever. As we leave the office, he squeezes my hand once, twice, 3 times. Don't know what I'll do without you, kiddo. Once I'm sure Dad is in his bed, I tiptoe back downstairs into his office and open his drawer. I flip through the papers, which are mostly printouts of online pages with titles like Tips for Parenting a Bipolar Child and Learning to Live After a Suicide Attempt. Underneath, I find bills from Fairview with enormous dollar figures on the total, but now lying at the bottom. No wonder Dad asked about scholarship money. Is this why Stacy's working at the studio again? Why Dad's teaching extra classes? I don't know how he's affording it, but I do know this. My apply to Berkeley on my own plan is out. I can't ask Dad to shell out more money right now, mostly because I know he'll find a way, take on more classes, work himself sick, add more bills to his already overfilled drawer of worry. I stuff everything back into the desk and creep upstairs. Alice is struggling to move her dress out from the wall. Oh, good, she says, help me. I step over the cans of seafoam green paint stacked in the middle of the room and pick up the corner of the dresser. Your multitasking is going to kill me, I say. She just laughs, inching the dresser to where she wants it. You'll thank me when our room is featured on HGTV. Her plans for the room spill out. New shelves in two-tone paint and something called shiplap that apparently is all the rage. Suddenly, I'm having flashbacks to all the other time she redecorated her room. Spoiler, it never ends well. 2 years ago, we had a half mural of a tree on our ceiling that she abandoned after a few weeks. Then there was the time she plastered the wall with inspiration quotes from magazines. They fell off one by one when she moves on to her next big idea. How are you going to pay? How are you paying for all this? I asked, mentally tabulating all the improvements she has planned. Dad, he said, as long as it's making me happy and keeping me busy, open tab. She holds up a thin silver MacBook. Even bought me supplies for the YouTube channel. She lowers the computer and I feel the anger rising, just like it did when she stayed out past curfew. She says she doesn't want everything to be about her, but it is. It always is. This whole last year, and now she's spending Dad's money like he's going out of style, totally clueless that her Fairview visit, which she didn't seem to do anything by the way, has already drained us dry. Oh, unclench, Lil. I swear, you and Dad are going to get your faces stuck like that one day. Stuck like what? You know, your worried faces. She tightens her jaw and purses her lips in a ridiculously over-dramatized way, and then busts out laughing. I don't do that. I relax my face muscles when I didn't realize we're so tense. Seriously, though, you okay? She asks. Fine, but I'm not. Nothing's fine. Dad needs me to win the summer scholarship to make up for what Alice has cost us. But winning will cost something too. Everyone will know once and for all the Livlia worked so hard to hide. 1:30 a.m. How did you not see this coming? What exactly was your exit strategy here? 2 a.m. You should have just done the project on your own rather than finding your muse with Micah or playing Gorilla Poet. 2:20 a.m. 100 Acre Wood, you up? I don't message him back. Instead, I lie in the dark, trying to figure out a way to keep my secrets while also winning this contest. After an hour trying not to tear into my own skin while also ignoring the sound of Alice's YouTube research, I sneak back downstairs, take a blue pill from Dad's drawer, and swallow it. Something, anything, to turn off the noise.